या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य श्री अरविंद, you all present here and the people who are listening to these discourses on mind of the cells, the new way of sadhana and yoga, are all chosen children by the mother. It is mother's grace that comes to us like an oxygen while breathing. If we are capable enough and eligible enough for this new survival, evolution of Charles Darwin means evolution as spelled out by Charles Darwin has been enhanced by Sri Aurobindo. Evolution is not related only with matter, is not from the matter that something new will emerge, but it is the emergence of the new consciousness, emergence of the new spirit. It is matter that is evolving is apparent reality, and the spirit hidden in the matter is manifesting, is a new reality. And that is, if reality is going to be manifested as relativity, that is what the science up to Einstein can proclaim. Now the real science of Rishi Muni and Tirthankar of Indian Vedanta is to pronounce the new emergence, the second phase of new evolution, that is the evolution of consciousness. But evolution of consciousness is not to be found out going away from the evolution of earth. Evolution of consciousness is not available somewhere outside the existence, somewhere outside the matter, somewhere outside the space. Space of Einstein is not so only located on the planet of this earth. That vacuum of the Brahmand is also a space. It's non-materialized, but still a place. Vacuum itself is a form of consciousness. Air is a form of consciousness. Liquid is a form of consciousness. Fire is a form of consciousness. Stone is a form of consciousness. And something that is not seen, something that is felt, divine is also a form of consciousness. Human is also a form of consciousness. If everything is consciousness, there is no room for death at all to exist. No room for death. It is the subtle form of energy. So this is new relativity, new existence, new consciousness, new reality. And new reality is defined, has been defined since the days of Shruti and Smruti of Vedanta, that Isavasyam idam sarvam, sarvam khalu idam brahmam. There is no any entity whatsoever is ever existing But the same entity is within our body. Consciousness lies not in the matter of the soil. Consciousness lies in the matter that is visible, but it is in our body too, because our body is human matter. If matter is a materialized form of consciousness, our human body is also a materialized form of consciousness, but in human form. It is in human form. So the real salvation, as I told you, real salvation is within. So rather than extending ourselves to Virat, we should find out the same spirit, we should find out the same divinity, and we should find out the same infinity within. So it is the cell that stands witness to guaranteed success of our endeavor. Endeavor is new, experiment is new. The programming that we are going to launch in the name of sadhana is a super scientific experiment, because target is supramental. Its target is supramental. Supra is there, supra reality is there, supra consciousness is there, supra divine is there, supra manifestation is there, but is accessible to our mind. We can grasp this reality with the sense of our mind, provided our mind starts living in its own swadharma. If we are living in paradharma, Gita ji says, swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayavaha. We have to change ourselves to be set en route to our ambitious programming and ambitious target. We should just have a turning point from western direction to the eastern direction, where rising sun is waiting for us, light is waiting for us. And when we realize that light is waiting for us, why to jump down into the ditch of darkness? Ditch of darkness is death, which starts with ignorance. We are ignorant of our way, our path, but have faith for a while. Though it is a new programming, fearlessly go on. We have not to fear, we have to select the right path. Provided right path is selected, then we should start moving on, banking upon the divine leading, banking upon mother's leading, banking upon Lord is going ahead, we are simply to follow his footprints. So that is the new way, uncharted route. And uncharted route is within. No moksha, no salvation, no nirvana, no swarg, no paradise, no heaven, no jannat. External. Everything as such, that is within. For me, the shortest way was, and I feel, Mother says, before Satprem, I feel, for me the shortest way was, how can I say this? How can I say this? Mother asked herself while uttering the same words. You might be surprised to learn that it is a short way. I can see since last 23 years you are just moving on. You are entering within. So how can you say that it is a shortest cut? So reading the mind of the disciple, now Mother pre-clarifies before Satprem that how can I say that it is a shortcut? But it is a shortcut. Sri Aurobindo ventured much for a longer period of time, up to 50. And after 50, I have taken up the reign of this endeavor. and I am also entering into it to fulfill the way that has been propounded first by Sri Aurobindo, but it is a very short cut. It is a very short cut. Now we'll have not to wait for so many kalps, so many ages. It is very nearer, very nearer, very nearer to me. That is what Mother categorically declares. For me, the shortest way was, how can I say, the growing sense of my own inanity. In me, a sense is growing up constantly that I am nothing, I am nothing, I am nothing. Though I am doing this Herculean task for the earth and the man, I feel that I am nothing. Why? What is to be rejected? What is to be thrown out? What is to be, what we call, made non-entity for me? And that is ego. I am doing it, I am doing it, I am doing it. So that me and mine are to be rejected. And when I reject them, I can feel that I am non-entity. It is Lord that who is doing it. I am simply following His footprints. Non-existence. My existence is non-existence. I am breathing, I am living, I am thinking, I am seeing, I am experiences. How far? Hard and stern life that has been offered to me. I am undergoing, I am passing through this hard and stern reality of life. Still I am a non-entity. I feel I am nothing. Accepting the divine will, that is myself. It is divine will that is getting manifested through me, because entire existence is a manifestation of the divine will. Existence is non-entity. It is the divine will that is manifesting. And there I say that it is my way is a shortest way, shortcut. The growing sense of my own inanity, non-existence, the realization of my helplessness. I can realize at present my helplessness. Am I really eligible for undertaking such a grand and great venture? We can never ask ourselves. Whatever work we are doing, we take it for granted that it is I who can do it only. It is I who can do it only. None else than me can do it. So that is the way to be overturned. The turning point is to be taken up at this juncture of time. Now time has come that we should forget our ego, we should reject our ego, we should be complete non-entity. Then we can be the right instrument, we can be instrument crystallized. The realization of my helplessness, I can feel my own helplessness, of my unknowingness, I am nothing. The surrender of every ambition, I can surrender my ambition. Then I can understand that this is my way. Then I can understand how far hard, stern, harassing way is, but still it is my way because Lord has assigned it to me specially for earth and the man. Only there is no place for fear. I at this moment understand that if you are going to be immortal, you are going to realize immortality not for you, you are going to launch infinity as supreme peak of relativity, then the thing that is needed prior to the realization is fearlessness. Ahar is to be reduced, Nindra is to be reduced, fear is to be made non-entity, Maithun is to be reduced provided we are to enter into this new world, provided we are to enter into this new zone, provided we are committed to enter into this new zone, accepting total surrender without reservation to the divine and submerging and dissolving our own entity that is virtually a non-entity. Fortunately, my body is not afraid. I feel at this moment, my body is not afraid. If death is related to body, but my body is not afraid even of death at this moment. At this moment. So fear of death, as Shakespeare says, fear of death is more disastrous than death itself. We are not simply have a fear of death, but we are afraid of so many things, imaginary created around us. What will happen to me tomorrow? What will happen to me tomorrow? What will happen to me tomorrow? And our mind feels high stress every moment. And mind can generate false habits, dead habits in order to protect us. It is mind that can protect me. That is the false confidence we have up till now generated since last so many births. But now this present birth is a birth where we should reduce Ahar, Nindra, Bhaya and Maithun. They are the hurdles in the way to supramentalization. It is the mass of all things that are labeled unimportant. Entire mass, what we can see along with our body, is not important. It is our determinism that is important, because the Lord sitting within is to be known in such a way and is to be known by the instrument. Then instrument can follow the mandate given to it by the master of it. Instrument can be rightly operated provided instrument can keep the existence of the supreme within, existence of its master. Then only that way which has to be chalked out will be the way according to the will of the master, not according to the will of the instrument. So body has not to decide whether he is to be immortal, whether she is to be immortal, whether it is to be immortal, but it is the master living within has to decide this way. To me, to my mind, mind is a peak, as I told you, mind is a peak of Prakriti. Mind cannot decide. It is the psychic that can decide what type of way I am following. So let psychic decide. So mind is to be so nullified that mind has got no entity as such. It becomes completely mindless space. Then new evolution, second phase of evolution, second evolution consciously will start. It is the mass of all the things that are labeled unimportant that is what prevents the physical transformation. Physical transformation is resisted. Physical transformation is objected. And up till now, no effort in this direction was ever committed by any of the Rusi, any of the Tirthankars, any of the great and grand incarnation. Why? Why? The mother says that all these things which are there in our body are accepted as unimportant, are accepted as a non-entity. For moksha, body is not required. For salvation, body is not required. For tapascharya and sadhana, body is not required. Body is a hurdle to our tapascharya, to our moksha, to our nirvana. It's not the thing. It is to be accepted as instrument, and fulfillment of experiment and bringing out the truth from within. Instrument is also equally important, and master of the instrument is also important, but both have to be so harmoniously connected that the real dharma of instrument is to be fulfilled by instrument, and real dharma of the master is to be fulfilled by the master, and that harmony can lead us on the way, real way to our target. That is what I felt for the first time, mother says. And because they are such tiny things considered negligible, these are the tiny things considered negligible, including body. Body was also taken for granted as negligible. Soul is important. Atma so Paramatma. Atmavat sarva bhutesu. Everything is Atma, everything is soul. But what is body then? If everything is soul, then what is your body? Everything is consciousness, then what is your body? Everything is divine, then what is your body? Nobody had bothered up to this moment what is the importance of body and what is the importance of human body. They are the worst obstacles. This ignorance as such, this diversion as such, the deviation as such is the greatest obstacle. If everything around us and within us are the different unique form of supreme consciousness. Consciousness is only the energy, consciousness is only the divinity, consciousness is only the reality, consciousness is only the stuff, consciousness is only the divine. Forms are all different. But if form becomes the instrument, if form is realized as instrument, now what is the real value of this form is to be understood by us, and what is the real value of our body, if it is rightly understood, then we can make our search within rather than without. And this is for the first time I am doing it, and there I can understand that my way is new, but I feel that my way is very short. It's not a long way for me to walk. I am speaking of people with an enlightened consciousness. I am speaking, who will follow me? Who will understand me? Who will accept this exceptional explanation? Mine is an exceptional explanation. Up till now, nobody did explain this way, so people will not accept my explanation as such. But I am confident that I am speaking of people. People will understand, but what type of people they are? I am speaking of people with an enlightened consciousness. Mother wants people around her and of enlightened consciousness. This is what I am telling, this is what I am putting before you, this is what I am expressing before you for the people. Satprem, it is not only for you. I am speaking it before you for the people, but enlightened people. So we must accept that we are enlightened people for Mother. That is where we are banking upon it at the crucial time of the entire existence or the entire world. So the crucial time for entire world, it is a crucial time for our body too, because our body is a microcosm. Our body is a microcosm. If macrocosm is in crisis, microcosm is bound to be in crisis as a part of it. Who live in truth? Enlightened people means who live in truth. We should live in truth, and that is why Mother proclaims in her message, cling to the truth. Cling to the truth. We must have living and vigilant choice. But of what? Living and vigilant choice of truth. We must start living truth, giving up our ego and hypocrisy. Because everything is important, nothing for us given as instrument is unimportant. Then what about body? What is the real value of our body? Real value of our body is to manifest the psychic individually, and the matter of the earth, matter of the universe has to manifest the super consciousness, that is the second extended evolution after Darwin. Live in truth, who have an aspiration and wonder why that intensity of aspiration produces such meager results. Now I know why universe is producing certain miracles, certain vigor results. What is the cause of it? Because in our body also, within our body, within our human matter, the movements which are there in outside world are also in microscopic form there in our body. And while entering into my body deeper and deeper and deeper, I am surrounded by such movements as the movements which are there in the whole of universe. So I am getting my entity extended. I am feeling I am not merely an individual consciousness. Mine is a vast consciousness. Mine is a wider circumference. Mine is a pilgrimage from Swarat to Samrat, and for Samrat onwards to Virat. That is what the Krishna's own projection as individual Sarthi and Virat too. So the consciousness of mother is getting wider and wider and wider from individual to the Virat. I know the meager results are due to the lack of importance given to those tiny little things that are part of the subconscious process, so that you may have achieved freedom in your thoughts, in your feelings, and even in your impulses, but you are physically enslaved. It is our mind that has enslaved us. It is our mind that has given undue importance to certain things and overdue importance to certain things. We must generate equilibrium and balance in our entity. So the geometry of our body is to be understood in the light of the soul. Geometry and of our body is to be understood in the light of the soul. Sri Aurobindo has written in Savitri, in moments when the inner lamps are lit, life cherished guests are left outside, spirit sits alone and speaks to its gulf. That is what the stage at present mother is undergoing. So mother is living Savitri, and mother is living Savitri for all of us. Mother is living Savitri for establishing the reality of the immortality of Satyavan is apparent limited projection, but the real projection hidden behind the reality is it is for the earth and the man. That mother is undergoing this unimaginable plight. In your feelings and even in your impulses, but you are physically enslaved. All that must be undone, undone, undone. Up till now, whatever wrong understanding, wrong perspective, wrong practices of dead habits we have been living and dead habits we have been accepting ignorantly and unknowingly are to be undone, undone, undone. 3 times mother spoke. These are life cherished guests. Our wrong habits, dead habits, they are the life cherished guests, and death is inevitable, is the master dead habit. Is a master dead habit. All are to die. All must die. And the very first statement of the first canto given by Sri Aurobindo, written by Sri Aurobindo, this was the day when Satyavan must die. So this is the day when death is to die. When death is to die. Discard death permanently forever. Who are you? You are not body, definitely. We are not instruments. We are not instruments. We are the masters. Son of man is going to be the Son of God. So we are the masters. And our psychic is the master. Psychic is I. I related. So that wrong perception and wrong habits are all to be neglected, are all to be dissolved, are all to be discarded, including the possibility of death, which is a wrong habit. It is nothing but mechanical habits. These are all mechanical habits. They are our life cherished guests, but it clings. It's really sticky. Oh, it's really sticky. You just throw it out, it will come back and start sticking to you. Repeatedly we are entertaining our wrong habits. Repeatedly we are entertaining our wrong beliefs, and repeatedly we are made to pass through by our wrong habits. This is our slavery, and from freedom from slavery is real moksha.